We begin on page 12. Lichuner anana, come, let us sing. At the top of page 12. Lichuner anana,
Shabbat Shalom, Canner. TGIS, thank God it's Shabbat. It's not a holiday. The new year has come and gone. We can just be this Shabbat. We get back into the regular routine of the Jewish calendar, and I'll invite you to take a deep breath in with me. I know I need it. As we breathe out all the tumult of the last few weeks, the stress and the anxiety, the fears we hold on to in every other moment, and try to find a way to be. We're so glad that you're here. We'll hope that you will sing along with us. In addition to your Shabbat prayer book, if you didn't have a chance to grab the daf, the handout at the entrance, I know Ronnie's been doing a beautiful job making sure everyone has. Oh, we're out? We can also share. There's only a few pieces there tonight, but I love it. I love to see everyone just so giving. That's what Shabbat is all about. And if you're on YouTube, we're so glad you're with us virtually. Eric, the handout has been posted. Fabulous, right underneath the video for the service. And tonight is a very, very special night for a couple of different reasons. One reason is we have some very special guests in from Israel, Rabbi Adi Romem and Tal Rachman. We're so excited to have you in our community this Shabbat. They already had a chance to see Simchat Torah in action, and this is going to be a different kind of worship experience. Yes, that rockin' Simchat Torah, and tonight will be a little bit more meditative. And Rabbi Romem will have a chance to teach us some Torah in just a little bit. But also we're celebrating the newest Jewish adult in our community, Lily Panzer. Please come on up to the bima as we have a chance to celebrate you. Bring the whole mishpacha, anyone who wants to come up for the lighting of candles. And that is going to continue on page 9. Page 9 in our prayer books as we celebrate Lily becoming a Jewish adult. Mike, you have to go up. Mikey doesn't have a choice, but everyone else is welcome to relax or come on up. So page 9 to start us off.
There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure. By what we do, not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remain that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace.
We continue on page 2 with the lighting of Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. And please join me in wishing the entire Panzer family a hearty Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov.
All right.
We will continue at the bottom of page 17, that last paragraph in the text. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Oh, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romamu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romamu. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Oh, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romamu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romamu. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho.
Page 20.
Yalalalai lecha dodi, yalalalai likrat kala, yalalalai p'nei Shabbat nikabla, yalalalai lecha dodi, yalalalai likrat kala, yalalalai p'nei Shabbat. P'nei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Ki ishmiyanu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shimul tiferet ve'litila. Yalalalai lecha dodi, yalalalai likrat kala, yalalalai p'nei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha. Ki mekor abiracha merosh mikeh.
Yai Yalla la 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 chadodi. Yalla la 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 likrat kala. Yalla la 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 pinei Shabbat. Pinei Shabbat nikamela. Verse 5.
Hit oriri. Hit oriri. Kiva ore. Kivod Adonai, laich nigla. Yai lai, yalla la 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 lechadodi. Yalla la 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 likrat kala. Yalla la 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 pinei Shabbat, pinei Shabbat nikamela.
We invite you to rise in body or spirit as we face the entrance and welcome in our beloved Shabbat with verse 9.
Oive shalom, ateret ba'ala, gam besimcha, uvsohola, toch emuneh, am segula, boichala, boichala. Lai, yalla la 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 lechadodi. Yalla la 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 likrat kala. Yalla la 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 pinei Shabbat. Pinei Shabbat nikamela. Yalla la 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 lechadodi. Yalla la 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 likrat kala. Yalla la 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 pinei Shabbat. Pinei Shabbat nikamela.
Page 22, that indented bottom paragraph in the Hebrew.
Tzadika tamar yifrach ke'eretz bavanon yizkeh shetuli beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun b'seva deshenim v'ra'ananim iyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo avlata bo.
We invite you to turn to your neighbors and greet each other. Shabbat Shalom. Introduce yourself to someone new, and Shabbat Shalom to everyone on YouTube. We stay standing as we turn to Chatzi Kaddish on page 26.
Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach yeruteh v'yamelich malchuteh B'chayechon uv'yamechon uv'chayetecho beit Yisrael Bagala bagala uv'izman karim v'imeru Amen Yeheshmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'amei amaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtarach vitromam vidnasei, vitarar, vitale, vitalal, shemei kudusha, brichu, le'ela min kol birchata, v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran me'alma, v'meru, amen. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai.
You may be seated as we continue with the first prayer on your daf, on your handout.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom balayla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, vechoshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom balayla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, vechoshech. Roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
I invite you to join me in English on the top of 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We rise in body or spirit for Shema, page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated.
לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emet.
A piece by Rabbi Evan Schultz. I sounded the ancient shofar. I dipped apples in sweetness. I apologized for my wrongs. I lit candles of memory. I mourned the 1200. I cast myself into the waters. I recited my people's poetry. I sat within a little hut. I shook the palm and citrus. I breathed in the new year. I prayed for the captives. I looked up at the stars. I danced with the scrolls. I blessed our children. I listened for inspiration. I tipped the scales to goodness. I vowed to be a little better. I prayed for peace, shalom. I wished you a Shana Tova. Then together we smiled and we said, let's get to work. Page 40. Middle of your daf.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, so Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim l'chaim.
Top of 44.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam.
As we prepare for our Amidah, our central prayers traditionally recited while standing, we call to your attention that we're in a new season. And these seasons in our liturgy are tied to the land of Israel. But wouldn't you know, we actually need more rain here in New Jersey than Israel does at this moment. So we're shifting our language. You'll see when we get a little further in that we're praying for rain, and boy, does our parched earth need it. And so we invite you to rise in body or spirit as we continue on the even pages.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magein, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magein Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav L'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Olim, U'Matir Asurim Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh ha'akom. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. Dance with Anger by Hannah Yerushalmi. There is a bitterness I can't deny, but I will still go, and when I do, I will dance with anger, I will dance with rage. And if by chance I find some joy, Ana Adonai, help me find the courage to surrender to it. There is deep grief I can't deny, coming from the ground, leading my steps, so I will dance with anger, I will dance with rage. And if by chance I find some peace, Ana Adonai, be with me and with your shattered people. Then soon may we dance with life. Then very soon may we dance with hope. And we pray for that peace and that hope on page 60 with Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol eir u'b'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim
We take a few moments for silent prayer to offer up our own hopes and dreams on this Shabbat Eve, and we'll come back together in just a moment on the bottom of that first page of your daf with a prayer for water that may our thirst for so much be quenched.
words come from the book of Isaiah. In joy you shall draw water from the springs of salvation. To fall down and wash me away, soak up my sorrows and lead me on my way. Na na na, the water song. Na 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 na. Na 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 na
We return to our prayer books, page 253. So we're jumping ahead, 253, in the middle of the page for our prayer for healing. Healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the heart, and healing of the soul. On the screen appear the names of members of our community or their loved ones in need of healing. But if you would like to lift up any other names this Shabbat evening, I invite you to do so now. For all those and many more we hold in our hearts, we ask God to remember those in need of healing, just as God has remembered so many who've come before us. Do you remember how you feel on the first day of school? You're not exactly sure how it's going to go or whom you're going to meet. Will I get to sit with my friends or not? Well, that was me in July when I decided I was going to go to the Shalom Hartman Institute for the Rabbinic Torah Seminar. And I had friends there already. That wasn't the problem, but I didn't know the campus. I didn't know how it was going to feel. I was doing all kinds of learning I had not had a chance to do in far too long. And wouldn't you know, I'm looking for a study partner, a chavruta, and I meet this lady, and her name was Adi. I'm like, oh, Adina, great. We should, you want to study together? Wonderful, fantastic. And so what does she say? Let's go get something to eat. And we go off campus. I said, we're allowed to do that? And it only took 2.5 minutes for me to realize that this was a person with incredible depth of Torah. And I've had such the privilege to learn from your life experiences as well as all of the text that you bring. And it is my deep pleasure to share this bima this evening with Rabbi Adi Romem. You can read all about her on the back of your daf. I'll let you do that on your own, but I really would love to hear some Torah from my friend.
Wow. Shabbat Shalom. Before I dive in, I want to sincerely thank you for this incredible opportunity to speak before such a holy and inspiring audience. I am deeply grateful to Rabbi Adina for invitation, for leadership in bringing together Jews from both sides of the ocean, uniting us in heart and in spirit. Before I begin, I ask for your understanding and patience with my English, which might not be perfect, but in a way, this feels appropriate because today I want to speak about the power of words. Not necessarily the perfection of how they are said, but the impact they can have on our world, no matter how simple or flawed they may seem. So let's start at the beginning. We're starting the Torah. בראשית ברא אלוהים את השמיים ואת הארץ. In the opening words of the Torah, we witness the creation of everything. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The world began in chaos, described as tohu, unformed, empty, dark. Then, with the utterance of a single word, Vayomer Elohim yehi or. God says, let there be light. And there was light. The world was created. Mazel tov. So think about it. God is almighty. The world could have been created so many ways. A big concert, fireworks, a laser show. But no, God creates the world gently, by a small gesture, speaking. Or as I tell my daughter, just because I said so. It's almost unbelievable how something so vast and complex, the mountains, the seas, the stars, NASDAQ, NFL, life itself, could emerge for something as simple as a word. Yet, that is the power of speech. With words, God creates worlds. And in the divine example we created at His image, are taught something critical, that we too, through our words, have the power to shape the world around us. I know we're not gods, and you must be saying I'm exaggerating. I'm an Israeli, I'm an overstatement person. But let's look at an example. Coming home from work, having several difficult at work, I can come home and tell my husband, and he says, how was your day, honey? So I can say, I had a very difficult day, or my day was filled with problems. And then, being it so difficult, I'll feel tired and want to go sleep, right? When you're tired, you have difficulties, you just want to go to sleep. But I can choose another word. I can say, my day was filled with challenge. or my day was full of learning. And then I get curious because I like challenges. And then I get excited and I have energy, and here I created a world with my just choosing a word. And listen, it's not a secret. You know I come from Israel. We've been arguing about a word for almost 2 years now. Is it a revolution or is it a legal reform? Okay? We're arguing about a word. Demonstrating in Israel, are you demonstrating or are you an anarchist? These are two words can be described even here. You see a person, you can choose a word, illegal immigrant or refugee. And this word that you choose will determine the way you act and can even be crucial for his life. The words which we choose shift the entire emotional landscape of that situation. These labels carry weight and have the potential to determine how we treat one another, how we build or fail to build a society of compassion and justice. Think about it. Words are not just communication tools, they're creative tools. Just as God created light with the words Ye-E-O, so we can create our realities with the words we choose. Now imagine if we choose our words carefully, if we framed our world in terms of hope, kindness, and possibility by choosing positive, constructive, and compassionate words, we don't just change our attitude, we actually shape our world. As the famous phrase goes, abracadabra, that's actually in Aramaic. Evra kidvara, I create with my speaking. And we invite, while speaking words of kindness, we invite others to respond with the same. So we create ripples of goodness. It's like when you come to a room and you yawn and everybody starts yawning. That's the same way with your words. If you say a good word and smile, suddenly you'll see the ripples. People are starting to smile as well. And their words are kind. So let your words be light in a world that desperately needs it. Let your words call others to action, to kindness, to justice. And let those words ripple outward, creating a reality where there is more light than darkness, more love than fear. But there's always a but. With the power comes responsibility. This is a call for action for each of us. We are called upon to take responsibility for the words we speak. If words can create worlds, how will we choose ours? So, let me give you a few tips from my household. If the power of the words is immense, which words can we choose? First of all, put aside cynicism, judgment, division. Choose positive words. But also choose proactive words. And I'm going to give you an example from my house. On Shabbat evening, my father used to say, we sing at the table, Oseh Shalom Bimrumav. We Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Val Kol Yisrael. And then we sing Yaseh Shalom. And my father goes every Shabbat and says, don't sing Yaseh Shalom. Nobody is going to do peace for you. You want peace? You do peace. So he makes us sing Aseh Shalom. I will do the peace, not he will do it for me. And I'm going to give you another example. Reading my daughter, you know the story of a princess on the pea, right? Yeah. So I tell my daughter this story, and suddenly I say, okay, what am I teaching my daughter? That complaining is good? Like if you want to be royal, then you need to complain? No, I want my daughter to be proactive. So I changed the ending. The mother comes to the princess and asks her, how did you sleep last night? So the princess says, I slept perfect. The mother goes, didn't something bother you? She said, it was a little pea, so I moved it. So, this Shabbat, I challenge each of us to take that responsibility seriously. Think about the words you use. Let them be the words that inspire action, words that build up, not tear down, words that spark hope, not despair. The Torah tells us in the Nitzavim portion, it's the mitzvot are not up there in the sky. You can do them. Where are they? Beficha ubilvavcha, in your mouth and in your heart. And the mouth comes before your heart. Or as my daughter says, your mouth goes by the elevator and the heart comes by the stairs. So the mouth, excuse me, it means that our ability to act, to do good, to transform reality starts with the way we say. Our words direct our hearts, and in doing so, they direct our actions. So, my friends, Shabbat Shalom. And may we all choose words that create a better world. God knows we need it. Vayehi or, let there be light. Shabbat Shalom.
We continue in our prayer book on page 282. We invite you to rise for Aleinu L'Shabeach, 282 at the top of the page.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטש שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
287.
V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz vayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo
We continue on the bottom of 291.
יש כוכבים שאורם מגיע ארצה רק כאשר הם עצמם עבדו ואינם. יש אנשים שזיו זכרם מאיר כאשר הם עצמם אינם עוד בתוכנו. אורות אלה המבהיקים בחשכת הליל הם שמאירים לאדם את הדרך.
There are stars up above so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. As we prepare for Mourner's Kaddish on 294, we share the names of those we are remembering this Shabbat. And if I call your loved one's name, I invite you to rise in your place. Several whose loved ones are in the period of Shloshim, those first 30 days of mourning. Wendy Sanseveri, mother of J.C. Kahn. Liba Pearl Wolfgang, mother of Lori Dolnick. Sandra Sabbath, mother of Deborah Trink. Bill Newmark, husband of Vivian Newmark. Mark Bloomberg, uncle of Camille Bloomberg. Stephen Mark Halpern, father of Kate Fisher. And we continue to remember Burton Becker, former father-in-law of Cindy Becker. And we remember the following yard sites, the anniversary of the passing of these loved ones this week. Eugene Bauer, Florence Burned, Anna Schlesinger-Burstein, George Di Girolamo, Mina Eisenberg, Lillian Eland, Marilyn Epstein, Sandra Ete, Charles Friedman, Faye Gerber, Martin Goldman, Arthur Goldstein, Mo Green, Aria Greenbaum, David Greenstein, Max Cohn, Sarah Koltenuk, Yitzhak Nisim, David Richter, Bertha Robbins, Ben Schuster, Charlotte Silber, Sydney Smiler, and Hank Strauss. We now rise as one community in body or spirit as we continue together with the hallowed words of Mourner's Kaddish 294. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Bi'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'gala uv'izman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Lit Alam U'almei Almaya, Yit Barach v'yishtabach v'yit Pa'ar v'yit Romam v'yit Naseh, v'yit Hadar v'yit Aleh v'yit Halal, Shemei Dekudisha Brichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tush b'chata v'nechemata, Da amiran bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, V'chaim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'asei shalom alenu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memory always be a blessing. You may be seated as we have a few announcements. And no, I don't know the score of the game. What do you think the Blum boys are doing tonight at home? 2 screens.
Shabbat Shalom. It has been wonderful to be together tonight for our Shabbat service. Thank you to our special rabbi, Adit Romem. Special guest. And rabbi. Well, we'll take both of them. You are special. For her inspiring words tonight and for the sweet treat of baklava from Israel that we will enjoy at the Oneg. Thank you. We hope this opportunity to spiritually connect, learn, and celebrate with your Beth Haim community was meaningful to you. I am Camille Bloomberg, and I'm here tonight representing the Temple Board. After our closing benediction, please follow the clergy to the rear of the sanctuary for Kiddush and Motzi, followed by an Oneg Shabbat in the social hall. Torah study, led by Rabbi Romem, is at 8:45 tomorrow morning in person with bagels and on Zoom. No bagels on Zoom. Then, unless you have them at home. Then at 10:30 tomorrow morning, Lily Panzer becomes the newest Beth Haim Bar Mitzvah on the Bima. Mazel Tov to Lily and the Panzer family. Yay. On Sunday morning, religious school and bagels and blocks start at 9 a.m. and a special adult ed class led by Rabbi Romem begins at 9:30 a.m. All are welcome. In case you haven't heard, early voting opens tomorrow. We encourage everyone in our community who is eligible to vote, and the sooner the better, to ensure that every ballot cast is counted. If you have any questions, the clergy are happy to share what they learned at a faith leader meeting on the subject earlier this week. We have many exciting events on our calendar, including a musical social gathering over lunch on Sunday, November 3rd. Last night, bingo was a huge success, and you can join us again on November 7th. Keep checking your Beth Haim emails, our bulletin, and our website for more information on all our programs and more. Again, Shabbat Shalom.
And a big thank you to Camille and everyone else who's helping to get bingo off the ground. 80 people last night. 89. That's 9 more than I was told. Love it. Well, we just celebrated the beginning of our Torah. We finished the book, but we don't even have a moment to breathe before we open it right back up again. In that spirit of that holiday that we celebrated this week, page 338. 338 for our closing song.
whole world stands on three things: Torah, our worship or our work, and acts of loving kindness. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. Try it with us. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut hasadim, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut hasadim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed.
We invite you to rise one last time, and if you feel so moved to put your arm around your neighbor or just to, make eye contact, a little elbow, if you're not ready to touch tonight, that's okay, as we have this opportunity to bless one another.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha,
May God bless us and protect us.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichoneka.
May God's light and the beauty of God's words shine upon us.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May we always feel that God is close at hand, and may we be blessed with that elusive but great gift of peace. Shabbat Shalom.